What is up, my friends? My name is Echo Thrumi, and today I'm back with another deck highlight, this time from my boy Royalty, who is an OG of the War Masters Inc. clan, co-leader, sitting with 4,304 cups in Arena 10, highest cups 4,400, and well, he has a deck here for you that we are going to show momentarily. But before I do, guys, I want to just say thanks so much for coming down to the channel. Your support has been awesome, and I really do appreciate it. So here is the deck. It's a beautiful one. I love using it myself, and it features some of those really strong meta cards, including the Elite Barbs, the Hog Rider, the Ice Golem, the Musketeer, Log, Zap, the Miner, and the Freeze spell, which is what is the trick with this deck. It really is what allows you to dominate over your opponent, and we're going to see that happen momentarily. Guys, this deck is 3.4 elixir, so it's not a fast cycle deck, but it's far from a heavy deck, and it really can dominate an opponent. And let's get into it right now. I have two replays for you, starting with this one right here, where he is playing Gaming with Kaiser from Elite Nation. It looks as if this is this looks like legit Elite Nation player right here. The guy has 4,400 cups, so he is not a slacking player. We're in tournament play right here, and look at this strong push from Royalty right there with that Miner and then the Elite Barbs, but nicely countered right there by Kaiser, by the Skeleton Army, and the Furnace. The Furnace wasn't even touched, so it looks like Royalty has some work to do to clean up this starting mess that he has there. He's clearly low on elixir. The opponent knows that, and is probably going to try and take advantage of that soon. There's a nice log by his opponent taking out his Musketeer. Waiting for elixir to build, Royalty just sits back. Here comes the Gob Barrel. Zap spells used by Royalty. One of those Fire Spirits will make it to his tower. Looks like his opponent's using that Mirror card. Double Gob Barrels, and this Fire Spirit is not going to make it to the tower. Man, this guy's got a fast cycle deck here. He's got all these low-cost troops right here. Can make for a hard time when you have a deck that's not the lightest deck in the world. But Royalty's going to do what he needs to do to get the win in this battle, and you're going to see that as it happens, guys. And the Musketeer was going to be played. He was trying to save that Zap spell, but he realized that he had to put in the Zap so that those minion hordes did not come in and take down his tower. Nice log again by the opponent. Looks like we have a fairly even match here, guys. Another Goblin Barrel is in, logged down. Hopefully those Fire Spirits get logged down as well. Yes, they do. He was ready with those Elite Barbs, and here he goes again. Nope, he threw in that that Ice Golem instead, and that Goblin Barrel did some work on his tower. He doesn't want those Elite Barbs to get taken out by those Fire Spirits from the Furnace, so it's a struggle. And here he goes, a little trickery. He's going with that Miner push, but look, the Skeleton Army was there and helped. And there is that freeze spell. Look at that freeze. Look at that freeze, and it's going to take down the tower. So close. 39 hit points, a log roll away from getting that tower. Here's a log down on that left-hand tower, and there's going to be a zap on that left-hand tower as well. And the Musketeer is cleaning up all of that spam coming in on the right-hand tower. 39 hit points on that tower, and that's what you need to do sometimes, guys, is just switch lanes in your opponent. And amazing things can happen when they're not expecting something out of that lane. So as you saw right there, Royalty took advantage of his opponent by switching lanes and really being able to get that tower down to 39 hit points, one shot away. And he's going to freeze those gobs, and he's going to zap the tower. What a smart play, knowing that it needed to use that zap spell. And that's why Royalty is one of the best that I know in the game, because he makes smart decisions just like that one. Your average player would have zapped those gobs and then not had the zap spell to go after that right-hand tower, but Royalty, of course, is better than the average. Royalty's on the bottom in this match. He's a level 10. He's playing against the level 11, so he has an uphill battle already. And he's got his Musketeer in hand, ready to push. He goes with that Miner, and the Miner's just going to beat up on that tower a little bit. When you don't have a play in the beginning, it's not a bad idea to use that Miner, because you know you're going to get a few chip points on that tower. And nice job using that Ice Golem to slow down that Electro Wizard. And the Musketeer's behind. Although there's no real hit points left on the Musketeer, it still can have a nice push behind an Ice Golem. But look at this, that Elite Barb makes it to that left-hand tower and is going to take it down to 1,200 hit points, guys. Really nicely done right there. And Royalty doesn't really know what he has to play right there, so he uses the Zap spell on that Mega Minion. But the Mega Minion is going to get 2 or 3 shots. There's 2 shots on his Royalty's left-hand tower. And here we go, minor hog push right there. There's so many combinations of attacks that you can use with this deck that it's just extremely versatile. And using that freeze spell is that nice little secret that you have there towards the end that can really take your opponent by surprise and bring you the win in a match. Now, the one downfall of this deck right here, guys, is that it does not include a fireball, so it could struggle a little bit versus a deck like a Three Musketeers deck or something like that, although you can freeze those Three Musketeers and throw your Elite Barbs on top, or even your Musketeer on top to start beating them up a little bit. But it's not like banging them with a fireball, so it is something that you need to figure out, and I'm curious to see how this actually handles with a Three Musketeer deck. Maybe I'll talk to Royalty and see if he can show me a match specifically of that loadout. Here's a nice log taking out those Fire Spirits and taking out that left-hand tower, and there's that freeze spell again on the right-hand tower, and that hog is just beating it up, slowing down those Elite Barbarians as well. We have an Ice Golem in. One of the opponent's Elite Barbs is making to the tower, but Royalty throws in his own, and his tower survives. 800 hit points left on it, though. That's not a lot, but with 31 seconds left, can Royalty defend against another Elite Barb push from his opponent Zero? Musketeers are in, the Elite Barbs are in, and nice job using that Ice Golem to distract. One of the best ways to counter the Elite Barbarians is to use the Ice Golem. I'll sometimes even use the Ice Golem and some archers to keep them strafing across the front of the river and keeping them away from my tower. And there's a hog on there, and the freeze spell again being used, but time is going to run out. That tower would have gone down, even though, although the time was running out, because that freeze spell had, I don't know, 5 seconds on it to keep that freeze. So there is the deck for you guys. It's definitely one that's exciting, it's fun to use, and if you hold that freeze spell, if you don't show it right away, you can really get your opponent in the end of a battle with it. And, well, guys, as always, I'd love it if you give this one a shot. Basically, put this deck together if you can. If you don't have the miner, unfortunately, it's tough to put this together. You can supplement the Goblin Barrel for the miner, but it's really just not the same. But if you do have all these cards, give it a shot and let me know in the comments how you like it, how well it worked out for you. Royalty, thank you so much for sharing this deck. I really do appreciate it. It's one that I just started using a bit myself, and it is a lot of fun. Definitely takes a little bit of mastery to figure out how to use a deck without a fireball and using a freeze spell, because if you mistime that freeze, you just waste yourself 4 elixir right there. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed this episode, and if you made it to this point, hashtag Echo in the comments below. Let me know also, I should say, if you use the freeze spell in any decks. If you do, really curious about it. It's a very underused spell in the game, but we are starting to see the rise of it, and that's why I'm saying the meta freeze. That's the name of this video right here, because you got the meta with the Elite Barbs and that hog, adding the freeze in, and you got something completely different and lots of fun. So again, hopefully you enjoyed the episode and decide to hit that subscribe button. If you do, thank you very much. If you're already subscribed, pound that like button for me, guys, because I do appreciate that. And as I lose all my breath, because that was just a long sentence, I just want to say thank you all for coming down to the channel. I come out with content every single day, Clash of Clans and Clash Royale. I'll see you guys back again tomorrow. Until then, be good.